Obama stated on January 24, 2004, the war on drugs has been an utter failure. Over the past few centuries, the war on drugs has been an extremely prominent issue in both Latin America and the United States. The heart of the war on drugs revolves around a power struggle. This struggle is between the supply and the consumer. The years surrounding 1960 brought more public and prevalent drug use than ever before. Throughout the U.S., citizens became bothered by how high the percentage of drug use had become within the United States because it became a severe threat to the country and its moral standing, according to the Nixon administration.
In response to this, President Richard Nixon initiated a war on drugs in 1970. The United States attempted to combat the war on drugs by implementing laws, acts, and regulations and engaging on the war on drugs. The war on drugs was implemented to reduce drug abuse. Since then, America has spent an enormous amount of resources trying to fight the war on drugs and received only negative outcomes. The war on drugs was created unethically, impacting social groups, classes, specifically women and children, in various ways. The war on drugs may have been initiated by the United States, but this issue reaches Latin America as well because they supply America's drug demand.
A lot of drug conviction is prone to having a much larger offense, such as a maximum sentence, just because it's a woman being incarcerated and not a man.
In America, since the war on drugs policies were implemented, the rate of female inmates has risen 646%, which is almost double the rate for men. Many times, women of low socioeconomic status are involved very minimally as acquaintances, wives, or girlfriends of men dealing or using drugs are targeted. Women may not even feel as though they have the option of leaving in fear of assault, unequal power dynamic, or children. As a result, children with mothers in prison face a much larger risk of anxiety, depression, and shame.
Laws created around the war on drugs may seem like they will help, but they take a major toll on children in schools. The rules implemented by the war on drugs create school environments too focused on drug prevention. This causes teachers to be too focused on disciplinary measures and occasionally over-report infractions to signify need for funds. Additionally, zero-tolerance policies mandated for students to receive punishments and for some infractions be reported to juvenile delinquency system.
In Latin America, the child migrant crisis has become increasingly prominent due to the war on drugs. In Latin America, 52,000 unaccompanied children are fleeing from their homes to the border as a result of violence related to the war on drugs. The United States war on drugs has caused an increase in murder rates and mass disappearances. Additionally, many cities in Latin America have high homicide rates and communities are becoming increasingly unsafe for children. As a result of this violence, children make the journey to the border in hope of safety.
The United States war on drugs has failed. This leaves America and Latin America with an issue that is still not fixed. This war on drugs, like many issues, revolves around a power struggle. This power struggle is among the consumer and the supply. How the power struggle is handled varies. Do some methods of controlling drug abuse work more effectively than others? Yes, they do.
Portugal has implemented an effective approach to drug control by treating addiction as a disease rather than a crime. Since the year 2001, when Portugal decriminalized the use of drugs, there have been stunning results. The amount of heroin users alone in the country went down to 25,000 from the previous 100,000, which proves the effectiveness of this approach. This could be a potential solution for the United States' large drug abuse problem.